Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. And just kind of doing a bit of a hangout video, I suppose, talking about how the season's gone so far, what my plans are. And yeah, so I suppose the biggest thing is I've kind of come back in the last couple of days to playing retail and pushing this week. And I'm currently 1856 with no score in Vortex Pinnacle. So I'm hoping that the end of this dungeon should be quite a comfortable. Like, I don't know, we'll definitely hit 1900. I don't think we'll get much higher than that, but a decent score for week two. And I think, to be honest, we've got some easy keys we could push on the tyrannical side. We've got Alderman, which is very easy to push. We've got Barrett. I keep calling it Barrett and Hold. Brackenhide, which is quite easy to push. We've got Neltharians, which is Neltharius, which is easy to push. Even if it's just to like a 15 or something. So yeah, I think we've got quite a walk in the park to 2K really. And it's been good. I've really enjoyed the dungeons. Vortex Pinnacle was probably the dungeon I was least excited about when the dungeons were announced. And it's just because I didn't really enjoy the dungeon the first time round, right? Like, it wasn't, personally for me, it wasn't a dungeon I particularly enjoyed. Um, I feel like what they tried to do with the dungeon, the first boss always felt horrible until you just outgeared it and it didn't even matter anymore. The second boss was just a complete joke and kind of irrelevant, basically. And then the third boss had like one major mechanic, which was, two major mechanics. Don't get rooted and stand in the right place when the whole room looks like it's going to explode. So it's, yeah, it just wasn't a particularly fun dungeon. And once you got past like the first bit of trash, everything else, it was just a trash run, basically. But they've reworked it well, and I think this has actually been one of the best reworks they've done so far. It's genuinely enjoyable. Everything else, like I said, I've really enjoyed Alderman. We did an 18 today. Didn't time it, unfortunately, but not far off it, actually. I think it was very, very timeable. It was just kind of a little bit of experience, and I think if we were to do the key again, it would be quite easily timeable. But yeah, in terms of the Rep Pally, which has kind of been my main so far this season, I'm 426 eye level at the moment with two set. I'm pretty happy with my gear. We've got a load of upgrades to make, which is kind of why I'm farming the like 12, 11 to 15 range. I think I'll quite easily hit the 430 eye level mark, maybe even a little bit higher, just from upgrading the pieces that I need to upgrade, really. And we're hoping for tier in the vault. Like, tier would be just the biggest thing right now for us, or a weapon or trinkets. But like, tier really would be nice. So getting a second piece of tier, I stupidly crafted my legs this week, which is good eventually because they will be my best piece. But for right now, that's really, really bad. Like, there's just no need to have crafted them. It was a silly decision. Well, I was going to combat resin, but for some reason his body is miles away. Um, but yeah, so obviously right now it has left me without a crafted piece, which it is what it is. But yeah, so we'll be pushing that and trying to get a second tier piece so we can use our crafted legs with the Shadow Flame embellishment. And yeah, but aside from that, pretty happy. We've got the Elite setup, the Elite PvP setup, which is nice. Really, really liking the transmog at the moment. Bugger off with your entanglements. But yeah, just in dungeons in general, I mean, you can see overall we've got a 420 Boomy, 417 Ellie Shammy, and us at 426. We're naturally a little bit higher geared, but also we are topping meters pretty regularly in every dungeon I go to. There's very rarely I am being beaten. Um, and yeah, when I am, it's by good players in good gear. So that's sees what it is, right? That's we can take that. But yeah, once I finish the Pally, so I say finish the Pally. I think the Pally is going to be the character I actually push rating on this season, and it is going to remain my main, certainly for a little while. But obviously, we had a goal this season, and the goal was to get Keystone Master on every character. Now, there's another incentive to this as well, in that the Omni token is also at that Keystone Master level. So we want to hit both realistically on all characters, because then we get the free tier pieces, right? So um, that will be our goal. Obviously, trying to hit. Please don't take that red straight away, or do. Going to help heal during this phase. I mean, Ret Pally healing is just absurd. The amount we can kick out is really nice. But yeah, so I'm not sure what class we're going to be doing second. My brain tells me to do Evoker. One, just it's easier to get into keys, and two, I think it's going to be like I'm very much looking forward to the mid-season where we get the new spec. But there is also the chance that I would want to do it as the new spec instead. So maybe not the DK, maybe not the Evoker, maybe DK. Our DK was pretty geared already, should make it quite easy to do. But I'm kind of open for suggestions. If people have a spec or a class that they'd particularly like to see, obviously our goal this season is everything to Keystone Master, or every class to Keystone Master, which means we're pretty much going to play the best spec for that class or whatever's easier to push on. So, as an example, like my DK, I'm probably going to do a lot of it as Blood just because it's going to be easier to do it as Blood than it is going to be to do it as Unholy. I'm just going to get into dungeons quicker and that makes it easier, right? So, yeah, we're not sure what the grand plan is at the moment, but we'll definitely figure some stuff out. There's a couple of classes I am very looking forward to playing, Rogue being one. I was enjoying my Rogue towards the back end of last season, but didn't really get a chance to play it all too much. Mage is one that I'm actively waiting for the rework before I play it if I can. Obviously, if the rework doesn't come before the end of this season, then we'll just do it as it is. But they're changing or removing Rune of Power, which I'm very very happy about. And once that goes, the rest of the spec should feel pretty good actually. So yeah, hopefully that gets changed and we can have some fun on Mage. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Druid. I played a lot of Druid last season, but it was mainly as tank. For those of you that know me playing Wrath, I've been playing a lot of Feral Druid in Wrath, and be quite nice to, oh god, be quite nice to play some Feral Druid in uh, retail as well, and kind of see how different it is and how good it is. I have heard it's good. We will also be PvPing on some classes because the 1600 mark for getting tier pieces is very, very, very low. Like in a full set of PvP gear, which you need to be able to queue anyway, you're pretty much guaranteed 1600. Like you're not losing much rating before then in solo shuffle. The only downside is the queue times. The only thing that's maybe a little bit harder on is healers. But yeah, I mean, we can absolutely kind of put some videos out relating to that as well. So there's lots to come. I've been really inconsistent with uploading videos, and I've talked about my health a little bit on the channel, but um, my health is settled somewhat. It's not in a good spot just generally, and that's not likely to change. And it really does just kill motivation at times to do anything. That's not a good excuse. Like I have the new laptop, I love doing videos, I really genuinely do, and I want to continue doing them. So, and if that's the case, then I need to put the effort in and do them, right? So yeah, there's lots more coming. But in terms of Rare, I'm going to put out. I do plan on putting out like a overarching Ret guide for Mythic Plus this season. Ret is just incredible. It offers so much to a group. As you can probably see in this dungeon, dispelling every entanglement on two players, me being one of them. I'm pretty much blessing a sacrifice on cooldown, which doesn't sound great because you would take the damage, but you use it with Shield of Vengeance. It's a damage increase for you. And in an Alderman run earlier, I looked and I absorbed 6 million damage. If I just take this dungeon as a example at the moment, Friendly Fire, only 300k at the moment in this dungeon. It is only a 12. I think the one earlier was higher. Um, in fact, it was the 18. So yeah. But yeah, so I genuinely think that like you just offer so much utility. You can bubble through a lot of mechanics. You can see that the damage is more than capable at the moment, and that 4-set is looking pretty juicy as well to help our AoE, help a single target. So yeah, all in all, pretty excited to put that guide out. My Evoker one did really well last season, and I have to be honest, like it was decent information for the time, but it was still quite new. Whereas I think I could put a rec guide out that would be 100 times better than the Evoker guide now. So we'll see how it goes. Second boss, again, fantastic rework. You use these clouds to knock you up in the air during a certain mechanic. Obviously, we are a pally, so we are going to try and ignore them. Running the Alderman trinket, the one that drops bombs on you. And I found out today that you actually don't want to get hit by the bombs, like because you split the damage between you and the boss, which I never really thought about, but is a super cool mechanic, but can be quite annoying. So, yeah, use the tornado, go in the air, and we want to make sure that we're keeping this haste buff. I'm trying to play with a lot of like sound notifications as well. So, like, it pings when I'm in the wrong spot, and then it pings when I'm in the correct spot, which is super helpful and cool. I've never been particularly great at playing with sound on, but I mean, I've got to get used to it at some point, right? Yeah, but the goal for this Pally this season, I want my Pally to hit at least Keystone Hero. Be very disappointed if I don't hit that. I think I did it last season. It wasn't that difficult. Should be able to do it again, right? And yeah. Oh, healer is dead, so I'm going to get him up quickly. Lay on hands myself. That might seem like a waste, but lay on hands is actually such a short cooldown with this talent that you can pretty much just use it and it will be up again the next time you need to use it, which is pretty nice. Second boss dead, 12 minutes done. We were doing like 11 underrots in like 13 minutes earlier. It was awesome farming these fragments. Should get another one after this, hopefully. Actually, it's not even the fragments I'm that worried about at the moment. It's the flight stones I'm running out of. Stun the adept and pop cooldowns. Let's see what we can do. It's really determined to get that heal off, huh? Gonna save our Hand of Freedom here, or Hand of Sacrifice here for upstairs. The nastiest pull in this dungeon is genuinely the stars this week. You'll see in a minute, but they can absolutely chunk if they want to. There is actually some upgrades from here. So the necklace, let's go to Retribution. The neck, that one is very good. If I got it, I would eventually be using it. Um, the ring is actually pretty good as well. I think that's all I would use. So one of the rings, one of the necks. And obviously, it being champion, it is actually a usable eye level from plus 11 with the upgrades. Obviously, you'd eventually want it on hero, but there's no rush for it, right? You don't lose progress because you just get to upgrade to the same eye level if I got a hero one anyway. I'm interested to see like what the highest eye levels we're going to see this season are, what the highest health is. Oh no, don't want to go in there. What the highest health is, what DPS be like the really top end they're going to be kicking out, all of that good stuff. I think we'll get there towards the end of this season, but obviously not quite yet. So yeah, these stars up here absolutely chunk, and if he just runs in like this, he will probably kill us. Damn, it's a 2.5k Raider IO tank. Nice. Damn, he's stacked. Oh, he's got the trinket as well. Wow. So again, we're just going to try and do as much damage as possible to as many stars as possible. Even going to use Divine Toll here. And boom, clapped. Like literally using cooldowns on them because they can absolutely smack. So I'm going to mark Skull, and I've just said that I'm going to kick the left one first because we don't want to like overlap our interrupts. Someone's still used an AoE stun. I've got nothing for this one. I don't keep knocking them away. Trying not to like pull them into everything else. How do I have a skull up but no one's focusing it? Brilliant. And pretty easy. Not going to be a 3 chest, but nice and smooth run so far. And yeah, here's hoping. I haven't had loot in a couple of dungeons, so there is a chance of us getting one of the items we need. Yeah, would be nice. But aside from that, there's very few upgrades left from me at like pre-15 keys, which means we're starting to get into like hero and upgrades to get upgrades, really. Of which the necklace from here would be a massive upgrade. This is actually my Bis cape. These are my Bis braces. I don't actually know if I can get my Bis boots. They're supposed to be from Neltharion's lair, but for some reason they aren't actually on the dungeon table, on the dungeon journal, and they're not on like any of the gear sim sites. So I don't know if that's still a thing. And like we still need some decent rings. Decent. We've got an okay weapon, but weapon would be nice to upgrade. Realistically, with the one from Raid, actually. So he's jumping off. I'm going to do the same. I have some cooldowns here. Let's pump. There we go. These ones are a little bit more stacked up. It's not too bad. Drop the hammer on them. Wait for the healer. We're going to put freedom on the tank on pull. Not freedom, sacrifice even. Right, let's go. Even going to pop a potion. Let's try hard. No bloodlust, unfortunately. Run out with chain lightning. Druid didn't really give me much space then, unfortunately. Gonna switch onto the Nova. It does a lot of damage. And jump. Did I fail that then? I think I might have, you know. Perfect triangle. I wonder if he does the triangle on someone, or if it's just like a random place in the room. So we just got to make sure that we don't get the static cling on us this time. Where's the Nova? Gonna smash through this, make sure we jump. Jump. Happy days. Oof, everyone getting low. Gonna just throw a heal out there. Solid 400k heal there. How much health does he have? We'll have a look afterwards, because I think I pretty much just did all of his health in a heal. We are still going to focus on the Nova. He was getting pretty low. Probably could have just focused boss, actually. Jump. Easy game. And just full send. Happy days. So, another fragment. No loot, unfortunately. Bad cape from him. Maybe someone else gets the necklace. But 1910 score. So, pretty happy with our score at the moment. Got a decent vault at the moment. So, yeah, overall, pretty happy. So, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed. More to come in the future. And thanks for watching. Bye.